fuck! Ow! Ow! What the fuck? No. God damn it, my fucking warlock got trampled by 60 horses. Motherfucker. God, this look like a place to store your fucking trash. I don't want your goddamn handouts, Obama. Now, hold on a minute. Wait just a goddamn second there. That's not any old garbage. That's not a fucking can of peaches and cream or tuna fish or some container filled with some guy's semen. Oh man, I struck gold tonight. Some fat cat salary man left their trusty Coke receptacle. Oh man, just think about all the things I could do with this. Sell it for cigarettes, 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 sell it for... I think I gotta go to the gas station. In this big, beautiful world we call home, a place fraught with wars, political tension, Joe Russo racism, it's vitally important for the progression of our society that we distinguish oppression into a certifiable and easy to access ranking system, of which video gamers are probably like, I don't know, like number 3. Gamers, we have it rough. You know, you go to the store to pick up a brand new copy of Mark Wahlberg's Screwdriver 6 Siege, only to open it up and find out it has woke and like pronouns. And also it's just like too expensive, it lacks content, it's like painfully monetized, it's unpolished, generally fucking sucks. But you know, I can't fit all that in my cool YouTube thumbnail. In all seriousness, gaming as a whole just kind of feels worse than it did a little while ago. Like by all means, we should not be feeling nostalgic for the Xbox 360 era yet. That shit was too recent. That was Obama. Obama was there when we were there. That's like 2 minutes ago. Games are getting more expensive, they're taking longer to release, they don't feel as good to play. We're in a fucking bayou of mid, and I left my darn boots on the stoop, man. This isn't a situation with a single solution. This whole gaming industry is a convoluted spider web of money and insecurity, each problem feeding into each other in a big corporate death spiral. Like, this situation is big as fuck, and I don't think I can cover all of it in one single video. So I'll do myself a favor and do the one thing that I do best, which is speculate like hell. The fuck do you mean I can't exchange a briefcase for cigarettes? What is this, communist China? Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Man, if it's illegal to trade a simple briefcase for 15 cigarettes, then I was born in the fucking Hague.
Sir, where did you find that briefcase?
I'll stop you right there, man. You can't exchange it for cigarettes. I tried.
Sir, that briefcase contains a very valuable item.
Oh shit, maybe you can. All right, I'll trade it for you for a quick little cig.
Sir, you don't understand. Dark forces are connected to it. They've sought after it for over a millennia.
2 cigarettes.
Your eyes have gazed upon it. That's why I wear the mask. They know your face. They're after you too now.
All right. Jesus Christ, and you're laying it on so thick I'm about to fucking suffocate here. I got it. 3 cigarettes. A sucker if there ever was one. You want to talk about rubes, about grade A fools, or about bartering, the art of the deal? Man, you can call me someone else. I scammed the shit out of that guy. That briefcase was worth, at the very least, 2 cigarettes. And oh shit. Oh, see, that's what your problem is. That's a number 2 fire. You put that shit in the number 1 bin. I swear to God, you know, some people just don't know how to care about their planet. You make one video about how the environment gets fucked, and all of a sudden everyone forgets. Can I help you?
Where do you get the cranberry juice bottle from?
Oh, disengage wedge formation. Pursue. Shit.
Roll the pre-recorded footage. To preface this thing, I'm largely only going to focus on the AAA side of the gaming industry here, okay? You know, the big boys. I'm not going to be spending 7 hours going over the fucking corporatism of Pizza Tower and Castle Crashers here, alright guys? I'm not that much of a bread tuber yet. We're talking big folks in big buildings making big games that cost and make big money. You know, let's talk about that cost for a second, because it's one of the biggest complaints I hear about new games. They're too goddamn expensive, both in baseline price and in terms of monetization. You know, gaming studios have slowly been trying to open the door for $70 being the new AAA standard. And then Nintendo just showed up and kicked the fucking door off its hinges in a single day. Now I know that $80 may seem a little bit steep of a price for some of my American viewers out there, but I have the misfortune of living in Canada, more specifically Quebec, the one province that every other province tries silently to forget about. While you guys have to contend with $70 and maybe even $80 games, I have to contend with what gives. Now there's kind of a long answer and a short answer to this. Both are kind of partially correct, but don't really cover everything. So I'll go over them both. Let's start with the long answer. First of all, studios obviously want to make as much money as possible, but they also kind of need more money than they used to nowadays. Games are getting bigger and more detailed, and so studios naturally need to invest increasingly butt-fuckingly stupid amounts of money in order to make them. Studios themselves also have to increase in size. More employees, more salaries, more work in exchange for more game. This also translates into more money being necessary to break even at all. And while some studios are able to get by on just pure quality and reputation alone, most studios have to get crafting. Making games $70 is always going to be sort of a risky decision for these companies, because it would undoubtedly be better for them profit-wise, but the first one to do it would undoubtedly face a reputational hellstorm of backlash. Who would be the first to do it? The companies debated, huddled in a corner. Would the big popular studios be the one to usher in this change? Or should we try to slowly sneak them in with smaller developers? Unbeknownst to them, one company had already stepped over that line for the sole reason that their reputation couldn't be lower than it already was. And they already knew that their audience would buy that shit anyways. That became the model, and it's now kind of common practice for studios to slap a $70 price tag onto any game that they already know is gonna sell well. Like, can we just be real for a moment? Don't fucking play dumb with me on that Nintendo Switch 2 shit. Like, half of the people that are complaining aren't complaining because they're not willing to pay that much. They're complaining because they're going to buy it anyways, and they're upset that Nintendo knows it. By the way, small piece of trivia that just tickles me pink. I actually wrote that segment before the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders went live, so I can now confidently state that when I wrote this, I was fucking dead on. So, you know, good on me, Aiden, and bad on everyone else, because $80 games are like here to fucking stay now. Good job, everyone. Okay, but what about games that are still $60? You know, the stragglers that the studios aren't confident enough in to truly hike the price. How can we increase profits for that shit? Time for a brand new buzzword, folks. Say hello to the live service. Developed as an evolution of the microtransactional plague that hit most games during the 2010s, these games are made with the deliberate intention of sucking as much money out of you for as little content as possible. Old games have unlockable costumes and skins. Slap ours into a battle pass, so not only will they have to pay for this content, but they'll have to work for it too, further facilitating a system that constantly pressures players to invest money through FOMO or inconvenience. A lot of these games don't even cost anything to start playing because the strategy is that effective. But, you know, rest assured, a lot of them are still gonna charge you full price.
Hey guys, Editing Aiden from 1 month in the future here, coming in to mention something I forgot to include in the original recording, which is why a lot of the more prolific dev studios have either had or currently have live service games in development. Why Naughty Dog had a Last of Us live service game in development, or why Sony had a live service God of War that they just canceled. It's just a theory, but I think it really comes down to the fact that the more cinematic single-player projects they work on are kind of inherently riskier to produce. They want sort of a cushion of passive income to fall back on in case one of their big expensive projects underperforms. That's just my take on it though. Anyways, back to the video.
Now, a lot of this, most actually, can be just chalked up to regular old corporate greed. But I think there's something a little bit more at play here, you know, namely the fact that some of these studios have started spending the equivalent of the national GDP of the fucking Marshall Islands to make some of these goddamn games. This is beyond the necessary cost to make a decently sized game, by the way. Like, why the fuck does Concord need $200 million to do Overwatch but mid? We already have that. It's called Overwatch 2. No, these are the budgets given to games that are believed to be the next big thing. Only studios want every new game to be the next big thing, so they all cost $1 billion fucking and bankrupt their studio when they flop. That's an exaggeration, by the way. Have you ever noticed the trend that new and veteran studios usually end up experiencing massive layoffs or full-on shutdowns in the event of a single game doing poorly? Hundreds of jobs are hinging on the success of games that studios aren't even equipped to make, or in some cases don't even want to make, with these large conglomerates of corporate bugmen using the studios that they acquire like human shields.
Yeah, man, you know the guys who made the Batman Arkham games? Let's make them do a live service 4-player co-op third-person looter shooter. Oh, they missed the dunk? Well, I hope you like ice soup, fucko, because that's all you're gonna be eating for the next quarter.
Let's make BioWare turn one of their most popular franchises into live service slop. Except, wait. Oh no, oh shit. Oh fuck, Anthem sucked balls. Okay, scrap it, we gotta scrap all of it. Wait, what's that? Oh, the skeleton left behind after we removed all that shit isn't very good. It's a little unpolished, you know, rough around the edges. Well, you better tell those children of yours they're not getting Christmas this year, buddy. This is your fault. Now, this kind of strategy isn't just an example of, you know, studios hating their talent. There's legitimately a case to be made about studios artificially inflating their own dev teams in order to get through the sheer amount of bureaucratic red tape required to make a game in the first place. Like, this isn't just CEOs saving their own skin, although that's definitely an aspect of it. These dev teams should have never been this big in the first place. Like, again, let's use Suicide Squad as an example here. Without looking it up, how long would you figure the credits to that game are? Would you say the exact length of the film Mean Girls? Because that's what it is. 1 hour and 37 minutes. We're not even fucking smoking crack at this point. We're gulping down the fucking rocks like candy. Like, okay, you want to know what you get when you let a decently sized studio actually make the games that they want to make? Claire Obscure Expedition 33. 5 years of development, a team of like 30-ish people, $50 price tag. Oh, and how did it do, Aiden? 2 million units in 12 days, all while being overshadowed by a remaster of one of the most popular action RPGs of all fucking time. Like, I'm serious when I say sometimes it's literally as simple as just letting them cook instead of forcing them to serve Uncrustables to anyone who fucking came for steak. This whole style of management where you bloat legitimately talented studios and then force them to chase trends that they aren't equipped to chase sucks fucking ass. Like, only the biggest studios are ever actually able to keep up with it. Like, not only does this prevent studios from making the games that they want to make, but it also prevents them from ever learning from their mistakes. Like, the concept of a gaming industry veteran is a quickly dying concept. Do you like Skyrim? Do you like Oblivion? That team had to go through like a good couple of flops in order to get to that point. Hell, almost all of the best big games in recent years have been the product of talent accumulated across multiple console generations. Like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the director's been working on Zelda games since 9/11. Mario Odyssey? Strangely enough, also 9/11. That new God of War certainly looks fun, but we wouldn't have that without shit like Requiem Avenging Angel for the 3DO. Hell, even that game I mentioned earlier, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, has a dev team comprised almost entirely out of ex-Ubisoft devs. Everybody wants some brand new IP. They're screaming from the rooftops for any semblance of originality. Meanwhile, the devs that could actually give us that originality are being put out of a job because the fucking Dilbert's Adventure remake for the PlayStation 5 that they did texture work for sold less than 150 gorillion copies. Okay, but let's take a step back here, because like all this shit seems to stem from the fact that games cost too much due to the sheer amount of size and detail being put into them. But why? Like, why is this such an important factor for some that entire corporate entities are willing to sink studios for it? Now, folks, I may not have a definitive answer for this. Matter of fact, the tangent that I'm about to go on may seem completely unrelated to what I just spoke about. My friends, I have something better than a factual answer. I have a theory. A game theory. Also, shit, I just realized I never gave the short answer for why games are more expensive. See, the actual reality is that Dude, you're driving right now. Can you even see anything?
Oh, good heavens, no.
We all like movies, right? Big, fat blockbusters, small, thoughtful bits of cinema. You know, Kino. We like these kinds of movies for the same reason we like any kind of art. For the emotion that it provokes. You know, you sit down, you watch a story unfold. Games nowadays do a very similar thing, but with one major core difference. Agency. Dating back to as early as gaming has existed in the first place, video games have sought to invest players through the simple act of engaging with the game itself. And the progression of gaming as an industry has sought to increase and enhance that investment. Environments and characters became more interactable, more choices, more branching paths, deeper mechanics, deeper learning curves to reward dedicated players, secrets for the curious, rewards for the quick. You get the idea. It's no real surprise that Hollywood and film in general have helped shape gaming in a lot of ways. You know, a lot of the more prolific game developers have outright cited filmmakers as inspiration for their work, and you can see that inspiration reflect in a lot of their decisions. Everything was well and good until we started losing the plot. I'm gonna do another big audience exercise bit this time, folks. You remember that from The Future Sucks about the trees? Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna need you all to put you on your fucking thinking pants and hear me out for a second. Try to think about your favorite big AAA experience in the past decade. Think about the moments that you really remember and hold close to your heart whenever you think back on it. All right, now open your eyes. Should I be comfortable in assuming that whatever moment you were thinking about wasn't the part of the game where the main characters slowly walked and talked for 30 minutes while traveling down a linear path? I'm just gonna say it, man. Video games are too fucking long nowadays. Most people would think a game being long is a good thing, right? You know, it means you get a lot of bang for your buck. But with some of these games, it's not more bang, it's just more. More exposition, more story, more unskippable sequences where you do nothing but travel somewhere while the characters talk about dumb shit that you don't care about. A while ago, storage and time concerns used to force developers to follow the shorter, more replayable philosophy of the blockbuster film. But now the reins are off and everyone's just making these long, bingeable fucking soap operas. Now normally this wouldn't be that much of a problem. I mean, a lot of the more acclaimed games that follow this format end up doing it fairly well. But for others, you end up getting the fucking video game equivalent of Twin Peaks Season 2. And yes, I'm bringing up Twin Peaks because I just finished watching it. I don't give a shit. Assuming. We get stories and games that load their beginnings and ends with beautiful banger shit and then just pump the middle with so much unnecessary filler that it makes you reconsider even finishing the game in the first place. Like, for God's sakes, why does Red Dead Redemption 2 need a nearly 30-hour campaign? Are you really gonna look me in the eyes and tell me that every single bit of that was necessary and that you'd love to play it again? A lot of these games feel like they're being designed with the intention that you're only supposed to beat them once. Like, sure, after you finish it the first time, you're in awe at all the storytelling prowess and character development at play, all the cinematics, oh my god. But then if you want to replay it again just for the gameplay, does it legitimately excite you to know that you're gonna have to sit through all of that semi-cinematic walk and talk bullshit again? Of course not. It kills your fucking interest. No, Aiden, don't skip it. It's important to ride the wagon for 25 miles to the map marker by yourself. We have to ride down the river on a canoe while talking about family values for 20 minutes. It's vital to the story that Nadine finds weird, slightly pedophilic love. It's not awful by any means, but it exposes a critical flaw that a lot of the more prominent game developers are falling into. Modern game studios are so obsessed with being considered high art that they'll willingly sacrifice all of the things that make video games such an important and interesting artistic medium in the first place, just for a simple taste of that kind of validation. Like, film and TV adaptations of video games used to suck balls just because of how distinctly different the two artistic mediums were. But now one is trying so hard to be like the other that the video games are starting to feel like they're being written for the sole purpose of being adapted into a fucking HBO series. They are, by the way. I hope you're excited. This mentality is also reflected in the increased emphasis on graphics and decreased emphasis on interactability. It's more important to have a world that looks and sounds like a big budget Hollywood production than to make a game where it actually feels like that to play. Remember all of the neat little details and ways that you can interact with the world in games like Metal Gear Solid 2 or 3 or Half-Life 2? Like, we can't have that anymore. We need fucking volumetric fog and lighting and ray tracing and ambient occlusion and any other fancy graphics tool that'll allow us to ignore art direction and make your fucking computer explode. Oh, but Aiden, I hear you shout. You're never able to fucking keep quiet, are you? Those games look pretty good too. What gives? They were short. I don't know why games can't be small and dense anymore. They can be big and dense or big and as empty as my fucking dating pool. But anytime that they ever want to make something small and like little and replayable, it always ends up being a remake of a previous game or a remaster of some sort. And so the cycle continues. Success stories inspire copycats, it eventually becomes a trend, studios are forced to work on big, fat, risky projects doomed to fail, they get punished, predatory live services cushion the financial impact by nickel and diming players into oblivion, the big games become longer, they become more expensive, but they don't get better. And all of this will continue to worsen until the industry eventually implodes like a neutron star, leaving nothing but ashes and poor financial decisions in its wake. Fortunately, other games exist. Do you think I was really gonna end this video on yet another fucking sour note? On another limp-wristed ass, oh, everything sucks, there's nothing we can do about it. Joke's on you, fucker, I lied in that title. I love video games. Good shit is out there in abundance. Maybe it doesn't have a fucking Scrooge McDuck-sized pile of money behind it, but if you leave the narrow scope of AAA blockbusters, you'll eventually find something that fits your neurodivergence like a snug little glove. So, you know, just to counterbalance some of that negativity and fucking doom posting that I've been spreading earlier in this video, I'm gonna list off some of the games that I really fucking enjoy and would like to let you know about. Disco Elysium is one of the only games that bears the heavy crown of quite possibly being the best written fucking game to ever exist. Beautiful art style, funny as shit, incredibly intricate and detailed world building, interesting RPG mechanics, and much like the communism that fueled its creation, it now has a dozen different groups claiming to be making its true successor. Just make sure that you pirate the game instead of buying it. You know, the company that's distributing the game now isn't actually the people that made it, and they're a bunch of shitheads. Alan Wake 2 stands out to me as one of the most beautiful and charming survival horror games I've ever played, made by Remedy and the amazing, beautiful writing and face of Sam Lake, also responsible for the Max Payne series. Like, if you're a fan of Resident Evil and Silent Hill, I really recommend it. You know, the future of the series is a little bit up in the air because these games usually don't sell particularly well, so I think it's really important to, like, put your money where your mouth is and support a game if you think that if you like it, if you think it should continue. Okay, I'm not even sure if I need to tell you to play this one. I'm pretty sure half of you already have. The Like a Dragon, or Yakuza series, is one of the only examples of a AAA studio that actually reuses assets in a smart and resourceful way. And what do you know? It results in a consistent output of quality games with a ton of replayability and side content. Also, they're really funny and have big buff dudes brawling on top of buildings. These ones are my favorites. Go play them. Any game by Hazelight Studios, really, is guaranteed to be a good time. They've been releasing consistent banger after banger with an emphasis on fun since they've stepped onto the scene. They've also been really consumer-friendly with their whole friend pass thing,
So, you know, I wholeheartedly recommend trying to play like something like It Takes Two or Split Fiction or even A Way Out. It does require a singular friend though, so if you're lacking in that, you might have to hit up like Craigslist or fucking farmersonly.com for a player two on that one. You know, AAA gaming might not be as fresh as it used to be, but with increasingly accessible tools allowing aspiring game developers to create games of their own, I don't think we're ever really going to be short on quality as long as we know where to look. As the big industry heads break their fucking necks looking up to Hollywood, the little guys are going to keep making games, and all they need are people to play them. Oh shit, I just realized, fuck, okay, yeah, no, alright, I completely forgot. I was supposed to say the short reason for why games are more expensive. Hello?
I'm gonna wager a guess you already know why you're here, right?
Okay, if it's about the house arrest thing, I already told you fucking people. It's difficult to pull that shit off without a house.
What? No, that has nothing to do with this.
Is it not? Okay, in that case, I'm really running a blank here, guys. I don't know.
You're joking, right?
I didn't want to say anything before, but I wasn't briefed on this. What are we talking about?
The briefcase! It's barely been an hour. The briefcase he took?
Oh, the briefcase. Yeah, I know about that. I traded it to some guy.
Yeah, we know. He's right here.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You killed him. You killed him. You killed him. He's dead.
Yeah. And you'll be next if you don't tell us everything you saw.
Oh, that's what we're talking about. Cool.
Yeah, we find out what he knows, who he's talked to about it, and then...
Gotcha, boss.
Not now, you dense bastard, after he talks!
Well, what am I supposed to do now?
Just go get us some coffee or something. Jesus. Alright, so what'd you see in the case?
Oh, this is about the briefcase? Oh, dude, I didn't even open that.
You didn't open it?
No, I picked it up, I looked at it, and then I sold it for cigarettes. What do you do with a briefcase?
Oh, alright then, well, that makes things a lot easier then. One thing, we're gonna need a bit more of those. I got a lot of shit to talk about. Fuck!
Thank you for your service.
Alright, so we're just gonna be clear with you. We were gonna shoot you in the face if you told us what was in it.
That's crazy. I was getting a really strong shoot me in the face vibe from you guys.
So due to your ignorance and just general wino status, we could actually let you off the hook this time.
Okay, cool. You didn't need to include any of that mean shit about me being a wino and having a status, but like, wait, hold on. Who's we?
Oh, contractors. We deal with game companies, film studios, hell, just some random rich guy who had a bad date, you know. Anything private that gets leaked, we're on it.
Right, so that briefcase was...
Classified. You're better off not knowing what's in it.
Well, if I wasn't supposed to know about it, why the fuck are you telling me in the first place?
Mr. Hemmings, you live in a fucking garbage can, alright? Ranting and raving about shitty Elden Ring builds, okay? No one's gonna listen to what you have to say.
Okay, well, you know what? I may be in a little bit of a rough patch right now, but it's nothing I can't get myself out of. Have you ever heard of the fucking blockchain, mister? What are you and your fucking cronies gonna do if I ever get myself out of this rut, huh? When I'm towering 6 feet tall, covered in gold plating, what the fuck are you guys gonna do?
We'll simply shoot you in the face.
Oh, okay, alright. I was thinking that. Alright, you know, I shouldn't have a problem with staying where I am. I know my role.
Glad to hear that. Look, if you play your cards right, this will be the last time we'll talk about this, alright? But rest assured, we will still be watching. We will still be observing. And if you fall out of line again, we will not hesitate to... Enough with the fucking coffee!
Sorry to speak to you that way. Oh, Jesus.
No, we're not shooting him. Matter of fact, I got everything he knows, so we're pretty much done here. Goes without saying, we weren't here, you weren't here, no one was here. Alright, Zav, can you...
Oh, hey, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Jesus Christ! Why did you do that, you psycho?
What? He said to anyone who knows what you saw.
I didn't see anything! I didn't even open up the briefcase to begin with!
Well, gee, thanks, guy.
No!
fuck was that? Hello? Hello? Is there anyone who can untie me? There's been a situation. Can someone, like, come in here? Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, you're alive. What did they do to you, man?
It was really having an elegant rest, my friend. Oh, car crashes, they get me all groggy. What did you do here?
I don't know, man. They were, like, getting a bunch of coffees. They shot themselves. Like, I've had quite the fucking day. Can you please just fucking untie me?
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm irritable. I just, like...
No worries, 1 second.
You wouldn't believe this shit that's happened in the past 2 minutes, man. This has been, like... Christ almighty. Like, you think you find a nice briefcase, and then just, like... This, like... I don't even know what to think, man. Are you at least alright? Like, you don't have any bumps on your noggin?
No, I seem to be doing well. They haven't reached my persons.
Well, at least there's one of us doing alright. I think I'm good now. Alright. Jesus Christ. Do you remember where they took the briefcase when they, grabbed us?
I believe it was on one of their persons.
Okay, good. Because now I'm really interested in what's inside it. It sure is fortunate that those guys shop at the same undershirt store that I do.
Undoubtedly, my Aryan fellow.
What? What did you say?
Well, I believe it's time to finally reveal the hidden contents of this eluded package, don't you say?
I mean, yeah, but we're gonna have to have a conversation about that later. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? It's just letters. It's just fucking letters. This is what I've almost been shot at and sprayed with bodily fluids for?
Well, what does it say?
Yeah, all right, let's see.
Hey, Jeff. It's me, Neil. You might already know me as the esteemed creator behind one of the most prolific video games of the 21st century. Yeah, that Neil. Please, hold your applause for later. Now, I've been made aware of a little tropical shindig you and your associates take part in from time to time, and I'm simply writing to let you know that whatever address you sent my invitation to, it was the wrong one. Don't let me hang it too long, J-Man. Looking forward to it. Neil. Hey, Jeff. Neil again. Just writing to update you on a few things. My game got a sequel now. Kinda divisive. Lot of twists and turns. Crazy cinematic. You guys would love it. Now, couldn't help but notice I still haven't been invited, you know. Video games aren't just Mario now, right? I mean, I'm making some seriously important stuff here, and I really feel like I fit in over there. Everyone's posting pictures of your plane and stuff. I just feel a little left out. Write me back. Neil. Okay, honestly, what the fuck did I do to have you treat me like this? I make the only video game with an actual story, its HBO adaptation is topping the charts. I mean, what do you want from me? It can't just be because I'm in video games, right? I mean, Kojima's over there all the time, and all he does is scan people's feed. Do I need to be into that kind of stuff to get an invite? Actually, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna make my own island. It's gonna have blackjack and hookers, and everybody's gonna come to my island instead of yours. You fucked up big time, buddy. Say your prayers. Neil. Hey, Jeff. Sorry about all that. I haven't really been paying attention to the news these past few years. I'll forward my letters to Shizan from now on. Hugs and kisses. Neil.
Can't believe Neil Gaiman would do that.
There seems to be an additional runt among the letters.
Okay, dude, it's really hard to stay mad at you. You are whimsical as fuck, dude. It almost makes me forget about the, like, possible white supremacy. Oh shit, look, okay, awesome, dude. This, we finally have something to connect the actual video to this. The short reason why games are more expensive. Do you remember that from earlier in the video? And I kept mentioning there was a short reason, I kept getting cut off. All right, well, here it is, buddy. Let's take a look.
They aren't really. If we adjust for inflation, they're actually cheaper than they used to be. It's just that wages haven't increased proportionally to said inflation, so we don't have as much money to spend on them, in other words.
Fuck off, dude. Seriously? Are you fucking serious? I don't want to be a fucking bread tuber, man. This is bullshit. This is some fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. God damn it, dude. Fuck. We were doing so well. We were doing so fucking well with this shit. I wanted to talk about games, man. I wanted to talk about fucking Orbo's Odyssey and fucking Pizza Tower and shit. Fuck. God damn it. Fuck. Fuck.